Punde Hospital, founder, chairman, Prolux Wellness and Production Private Limited, Glamowell Wellness Investigator, awarded by WSME, MSME as a global luxury wellness innovator. We warmly welcome our distinguished special guest Dr. Prachiti Punde, MBBS DA, Director of Punde Hospital, Karmala, and Founder Chairman of Prolux Wellness and Production Private Limited, recognized as a global luxury wellness innovator by WSME and MSME, a spiritually inspired anesthesiologist, authored 25 books, holder 1 patent, creator of the Prolux Wellness app, and recipient of the Biotech Service Award. She is also Triple Beauty Queen and 6-time international awardee with global presence in India, Korea, India, Japan, diplomatic events and impact on a 10,000 plus students. Dr. Punde beautifully integrates medicine, spirituality and holistic wellness. Please welcome Dr. Prachiti Punde. I request Dr. Jai Singh Patil to kindly chair of the session.
I request all the participants to acquire front seats.
I'll require a mic later.
So let's kick start. Are we ready? Yeah, so everybody, good morning. No, I didn't get the energy. I want a lot of energy because सुबह है but सब लोग ऐसे डल से हो गए. Good morning everybody. That's much better. So let's start and let me check your energies first. Do you want me to check your energies? I'm an energy productivity coach. I have written 25 books and I help instant energy, instant productivity, instant wellness. That is my patent. So I carry 2 patents and 25 books, 3 copyrights. So you must have heard about holistic wellness, right? Then came spiritual wellness. But now what we need is Glamowell wellness, which is a balance of both glamour, which is current modernization, and wellness, which is very much aligned with the theme. And that's why I was very happy when I listened to this theme. Okay? So when a conference carries a theme like Bio Make in India 3, it sends us a very powerful signal. It tells us that India is no longer standing at the doorway of biological leadership and asking, can we really lead? That is not what India is asking. India is rather confident that yes, we are ready, we can lead it. And how are we going to lead it is the question, and that's the topic here. The question leads to an answer that are we leading through scale and speed just by that? Or are we leading it through ethical, sustainable and intelligent ways? And that's why IKS plays a very important role. Because biological science is not just neutral. It touches life, health, environment, food and all the future generations. And that's life. And that is why Biomake in India cannot be reduced only to biomanufacturing. But it must also include biothinking. Because we all are thinking beings, feeling beings. But this thinking should not come from our intellect. It should not come from our brains or our minds which are overthinking. Rather, it should come out of intuition by connecting to your spiritual higher self, where IKS plays a role to align you with nature. Now, since morning, all you students, you have heard about astrology, what I have heard about astrology. Recently, we had this session on Ayurveda. So what do you think? How is this going to help you in your careers, in your life and the nation? Anybody? Anybody who can answer? That's again IKS, right? Astrology, spiritual science, the Vedic sciences. And what is this going to help you? It is going to help you align with your inner self. Because as microbiologists, biotechnologists, as researchers, as founders, if anything is needed, it is research, presentations, thinking beyond the scene. What we are seeing is Maya, thinking beyond that. And how are you going to do that? Is it with your intellect, your brain, your mind, or is it by your alignment with your own self, which is your spiritual self, which we call intuition, that should be awakened. Right? So the deeper thinking is what this session is about. First of all, as I stand here today at Krishna Institute of Medical Sciences University, speaking on Indian knowledge systems, this moment carries a very special meaning, especially to me. This campus itself is a living reminder that knowledge in India has always been transmitted not only through books, but through relationships, through the Guru-Shishya Parampara. And in Western philosophy, we often refer to Socrates, Plato, Aristotle as historical examples of teacher-student lineages. But what makes India unique is that our Guru-Shishya tradition is not history, it is a living reality. Here today, we are blessed to witness the living lineage through the visionary leadership of the President of Microbiologist Society of India, Honorable Arvind Deshmukh sir, and his very dear student, the respected director of Krishna University, Pathade sir. So in India, that's the beauty. We have living legends who set an example for all of us. And at Krishna University, I am blessed, proud to be here to experience this. This is not symbolic. This is Indian knowledge systems in action. So I call this as IKS in action. A knowledge flowing with humility, continuity and responsibility. So with that said, now we start with good morning, right? Good morning to all the dignitaries present here, on the dais, off the dais, senior professionals, researchers, teachers and my dear students. With the blessings of our gurus, Deshmukh sir, Pathade sir and all the researchers here. Let's start. When we speak of biomake in India, it is important to recognize that it cannot be limited to biomanufacturing. It's about how we observe life. How are you observing your own life? Right? It's about how you are framing the questions and how you integrate innovation with ethics, not just innovation, but we also need ethics and life values. Science at its core is the pursuit of natural truths. निरीक्षण, प्रयोग, प्रचिती आणि सिद्धता या प्रक्रियेच्या सहाय्याने निसर्ग सत्यांचा घेतला जाणारा शोध म्हणजेच विज्ञान. This definition till date is working. Nobody is able to change this definition. And Socrates, he said that जीवनाचा समग्रतेचं भान म्हणजेच तत्वज्ञान. Because science and philosophy are two sides of the same coin. That is what we need to take ahead. And this work is not about doing science differently. It is about doing science consciously. So then let's move to what biomake in India is. Biomake in India is not only about technology or infrastructure. How do I on this mic? Yeah. Yes, behind every experiment, behind every hypothesis, and behind every publication, there is a human mind that is observing, interpreting, questioning, and connecting dots. So Indian knowledge systems had already understood this. And that's why science was never fragmented. What is important is the observer, the observation, and the outcome. And that's why in Indian sciences, maybe any faculty, everything was deeply integrated, ethical, and already sustainable. The question is that we have moved so forward in modernization that now we are again getting back to the roots, which is IKS. So this conference of merging the modern sciences with IKS to create that sustainable balance. आता विनोबा भावे ते असं म्हणतात की शिक्षण हे एक वर्तुळ आहे आणि गुण आणि गुणवत्ता हा त्याचा व्यास आहे, पण त्याचा केंद्रबिंदू मात्र संशोधनच पाहिजे, which means research. And that's why today's topic is all going to be about research and the researcher. More than the research, we are preparing the researcher. Now what's the problem? The problem is not intelligence. The problem is not effort. The real bottleneck is how thinking is coded in a researcher. So my entire conversation for the next session is going to be on you as a researcher. We not only need more and more machinery, more and more equipments, more and more labs. When we are thinking about doing a research, what is the first thing that comes to our mind? We need labs, we need instruments, we need theories, we need practicals, we need guides. Of course, that is essential. That is essential. But the core of it, as Vinoba Bhave rightly said, has to be the researcher himself. How is his thinking coded? Are we preparing the researchers? That is more important. And how are we preparing them to do that research efficiently and effectively both? So let's first address the hidden challenges and why I'm talking about researchers. So first is cognitive fatigue, and we often say laziness. How many of you feel drained, lazy, or lack of energy? Raise your hands. You want to do a lot of things, but there is less time, there is less energy. Or you feel that I'm procrastinating. How many? Yeah, I can see even the teacher or students raise their hand. Excellent. Let's accept this. But let me tell you all that this is not laziness. This is not procrastination. It is because the researcher is not trained to utilize his energies. We all are bioelectrical beings. Right? Every cell carries 0.7 millivolts of energy. Which means we are vibrating beings. And IKS had already known this. Sound is vibration. Your words are vibration. The gravitational force of earth is vibration. Suppose at Krishna Karad University, there is one geopathic stress point. Now, no matter you train your mind, brain, everything to be silent, calm, resilient, stress-free. If you are on that point, are you going to be able to really think and work effectively? Geopathic stress, how many of you know geopathic stress? Okay, if you don't know, let me tell you, our body are electrical beings. We vibrate at certain frequencies which are scientifically measured. So our frequency of the body is 7.38 millihertz and the frequency of the earth is 7.8. But our body can tolerate up to 15 to 20 hertz of frequency. Okay? But now, because of a lot of constructions that are happening with the drilling machines, the vibration of the earth is increasing. And that's why the vibration has gone beyond 200 hertz, which is too heavy for us to operate at. And that's one of the reasons our cognitive capability is lacking. And then we are getting confused. Plus our energy is being drained. If we are energetic, then only we can work. Right? Because research also requires long-term patience. For you to think, rethink, produce it, experiment it, prove it. And after proving, you also need to register for your IPs, patents. It's a long process, right? That's why you need a lot of energy. And there are a lot of energy drains. Recently, we heard about astrology. So what was that? So what are the areas that your energy drains? Let me focus on that first. The areas that you drain your energy, first and foremost, is your physical layer. Of course, if you're not taking off your body, health, food, exercise, everything. But now we don't have time to exercise or diet. Rather, our systems have changed. So are we aligned? The second is emotional. Emotion is energy in motion. So then you are draining your energy there also. Only human beings have emotions. Animals, birds, they don't have emotions. And they don't know astrology, they don't know Rahu, Ketu, and they don't know anything, numerology, etc. But still they are working effectively. Why? Because their brain and their minds are not in the ways of their alignment with nature. Their spirit is attuned, and that's why their intuition is sharper. Researchers need to awaken their intuition first. The third layer is your mental layer. Cognition. Continuously overthinking, overanalyzing, overjudging, and then draining yourself. Right? The fourth layer is your spiritual layer, where of course all the 9 planets are important. Your aura, positive, negative aura, your static aura, right side aura, left side aura, those are also important. Apart from this, your IR effect, which is the nazar dosh. In olden days, our nani, dadi used to do an aarti, nazar utarte the. That is important. It exists and it is scientific. It is called IR effect. UV effect is the effect of all planets on you. Then we have bandhan dosh also. पुराने जमाने में गंडक वगैरह करते थे. IKS is all about that. Scientifically. Not in a different way. Okay? So another important thing was entities, and entities do exist. They also drain your energies. There are 9 different type of entities, out of which one is due to overthinking. Entities is what? It is energy. It is not any bhoot or pret. It is energy. Another thing is your mobile phones recently. Those are draining your energies. And then you have astral entities also, because at night our body travels, our spirit travels, and then we take up those entities also. They are called as astral hitchhikers because of your mobile phone. So one is energy drainage. The second is you are not producing higher amounts of energy. एक तो leak बंद होना चाहिए. Then you should build your positive energy. And third is where again are the chances of your energy leakage. You need to identify and change your behavior and adapt to it. So a researcher has to prepare himself. Why is all of this energy? I'm talking about all the 5 layers. Astral layer is the 5th layer. Why is all of this important? Is because if you are not prepared as a researcher, you will just end up either in copying something or making it half-heartedly, reaching halfway through, or doing the actual research but still not having energy to promote it in financial, commercial way. So when I started attending a lot of microbiology meetings, so basically I'm an anesthetist, let me tell you all. I'm an MBBS anesthetist doctor from KEM Hospital, Pune. I have started my practice from 2006, but I was a spiritually inclined child by birth. I used to sing bhajans at the age of 2 years. And then my more and more insights were regarding what is real health, what is real success, what is real energy. And that's how I landed up into integrated medicine practices. Then I did CBT, NLP. Of course, our brain tells us to, take up everything. Let me handle, let my mind handle, let NLP do the work, let emotional intelligence do the work, or let mindfulness do the work, let meditation do the work. Unlike all of you, I also started meditation. But then where I ended up, so before we miss more of the slides, but then where did I end up was, being at 2 extreme ends. Abhi just somebody asked a question, I'm doing this chakra dhyan. Again, here also what is important is not going to 2 extreme ends. We are not born to become yogis. That is written in my book Wellness Redefined. So these are 2 extreme-ended approaches, either being too into spiritual aspects or being into too modern aspects, either being too into IKS or into too much of modern aspects of modern health and sciences, of research. So balance is the key, and that's why I devised Glamowell balance as a way of life. So we all need to remember, not too much phones, not less phones. Not too much of Gurukul systems, but not lesser of Gurukul systems as well. Each and every factor, balance is the key. And that's why we need to prepare our vessel. So, as I said, you might fail as a researcher. To not to fail, you need to build the researcher himself or herself. And for that cause, first is energies. Second is your vessel ready? We are spirits living in bodies. We are not bodies having spirits. We are spirits living in bodies. Which means we have certain capabilities. Patrata. Suppose for example, बारिश आ रही है. बारिश में अगर मैंने ग्लास पकड़ा तो मुझे ग्लास जितना पानी मिलेगा, बट अगर मैंने कुआं खोद के रखा तो कुएं जितना पानी मिलेगा. यानी उस पात्र की पात्रता कितनी है. तो इफ यू विजुअलाइज एंड थिंक कि आई वांट सक्सेस एज अ माइक्रोबायोलॉजिस्ट, एज अ बायोटेक्नोलॉजिस्ट, एज अ प्रोफेसर, PhD स्टूडेंट, whatever it is, your thinking itself is not sufficient. Whether it is aligned with your own inner vessel is important. Are you prepared for that? And all this talk is about your preparedness for the next level success. With that said, the second key as you're seeking is publication pressure and fragmented focus, longer attention spans. The third key is brilliant ideas don't become a breakthrough because it requires again sustained curiosity, emotional resilience, freedom to explore uncertainty, ability to integrate multiple perspectives. Now as a doctor, as I said, that I'm an anesthetist, but then I studied CBT NLP. But then again, when I understood that these are 2 extreme aspects, again I went to occult sciences. Because when I'm talking about entities on this platform, we feel that, oh, entities. But don't think entities as bhoot pret, think them as vibrations. Think what frequency they carry. We were talking about all the Vedas, Shastras, or whatever the stotras. Those are also vibrational frequencies. And frequencies is what is more important, right? So all the deities are also frequencies. So if we say Ganpati, there's a frequency. If we say stones, that is a frequency. So it's not occult science, it is also quantum physics. So with that said, let's think about what the IKS is. So IKS knew all of this. IKS, why was it important? It was because it trained the researcher for attention, discipline, observation, ethical responsibility, and long-term thinking. And this is what exactly modern research is demanding today. So again, system thinking in Ayurveda, microbiology, ecology, these were also important. Now IKS is a methodology, it is not a mythology. We need IKS. Right? So why is it important? It is important because they are methodologies for observation, integration, and aligning the science with life. So they train the researcher and not just the research. And that's why after attending a lot of microbiology conferences under the visionary leadership of Honorable Deshmukh sir, I constantly had conversations with him, being into life sciences, being into more of occult sciences, then mental health, emotional health, as a medical doctor. I always felt that why we are not including creativity, because research, submitting papers, thinking beyond the scene is all about creativity. But if you are more creative, you cannot commercialize that product, right? You also need to be commercial, and then creation plus commercial, and then getting to a commercial end is more important. But here you need a lot of perspectives. And that's why I thought of writing a book actually for researchers, and that's why EUREKA Researchers, Beyond the Lab. This is a book which is dedicated to Microbiological Society of India, and soon we are about to launch it in next 2 months at the next conference. So this book is aligned with IKS, and that's the topic today. So when I say Eureka, what is Eureka? We all want Eureka moments in life. Do you all want Eureka moments in life? Yes, you want all Eureka moments in life? Okay, raise your hands everybody. Raise your hand, say yes, I want Eureka moments in life, and you will get it if you say. Say yes, I want, because here's energy. All of you, this is a very good experiment. Do it. See, you are not even ready, which means half of the audience is not ready for success. Okay, now point a finger and look at the sky. Point a finger, look at the sky. All the dignitaries also please do this experiment. I want to show where do we lack actually. Point the finger and now place it on your chin. Place it on your chin. Place it on your chin. See, if you all see, now look at the other person and say, this is not my chin. This is chin. Right? Right? So that's where we are lacking. We are so on our default modes. We are so on our default modes that we end up defaulting into our emotional, mental, spiritual, astral zones. Again and again, we are repeating the same life stories. We are repeating the same experiment, same research, and ending up failing at research. And that's why I think I have proved that why this book is essential, to prepare all of you. Creativity is a brainwave state, and brainwave states can be trained, but we need to train them. And for training, if I tell you, okay, do yoga, do it for 1 hour every day, and then 1 hour of meditation, and then healthy eating, is it really possible for all of you? Is it really possible? No, it's not possible. To spare 3 hours, 4 hours every day, even for the faculty, it's not possible. Right? And that's why we need simple tools which are a balance of both current modernization and the older system. For example, now you can look at your right and left. This is a very clean example that I give every day. Look at your right and left. Check the neck tension. I'm going to take it fast. Okay, now rub your ears. Massage both your ears. Massage both your ears. Right? And now look at your right and left. See how easy it is. Right? So IKS is what? IKS is, this stress is gone because now this vagus nerve is in your ears. It is the longest nerve in your body which switches to parasympathetic system. And sympathetic is stress response. Now imagine you are sitting in function hall, you have speech, or you are in an exam hall, or you are at some place where there is stress. All you need to do is just pinch your ears. That's just 3 seconds. So we need tools which are 3 to 30 seconds. And the company that I have established or the patents talk about 3 to 30 second tools. There's an Instagram channel, YouTube channel of me called Glamowell Official. You can go visit it and subscribe it for such insights. So simple tools were a part of everyday life in eye care as well. In older days, दादा दादी क्या करते थे? कान खींचते थे, right? कान खींचना is parasympathetic system switch. या सर पे मारते थे, right? Which is the pineal gland activation. So it was a part of everyday life. Your lifestyle should be such that it is in alignment with what you do, with your own health, and you don't need to spare separate time for it. So that you are free for research, but you are also free to enjoy the luxuries of life. And when I say luxuries of life, it doesn't mean the luxuries in terms of money. I mean it in terms of aligning with nature, going for a walk, going for a stroll, visiting some place, connecting with your teachers, not for work, but just connection. So that's the pillar one, which is creativity. What we need to do is creativity for Eureka moments. Now let's say how we are going to achieve this Eureka moments. I'm going to take it ahead. How much time do I have? 10 minutes. Okay, quite enough time then. So efficiency without imagination will lead to ordinary outcomes. So if you are efficient, that's okay, but which means only one part of your brain is active, right? And then it will not be sufficient. And imagination, if you have a lot of imagination and you end up only being Sheikh Chilli ke sapne, right? So that is also not equivalent. We need both. So creativity is the foundation for scientific discovery. And why is it important? Because breakthrough begins before data collection, before you think anything. Okay, so now if we imagine Sachin Tendulkar singing like Lata Mangeshkar, was it possible for him? But then why he started playing cricket? Because intuitively he thought, I like cricket, right? So even before you think who as a biotechnologist or microbiologist I am going to become, you need to align with your own inner self. What is your life purpose? Right? What are your dreams? What are your desires? What are your goals? What are your ambitions? Are these all the same or different? Who will tell me dreams, desires, goals, aims, ambitions? Are these different or the same? Is it okay to dream? Okay, students, is it okay to dream? Yes. Then what about your desires? Are dreams and desires the same? No. So what is the difference? And what about ambition? And what do we work on? Right? So dreams are your sole purpose. They don't allow you to sleep. That important dreams are. Dreams are not unrealistic. If Sachin Tendulkar at a young age thought, I want to play cricket, it was right. It was not unrealistic. उनकी हाइट छोटी थी, but उनके पेरेंट्स ने उनको सपोर्ट किया, right? So even before you think मुझे क्या करना है और start collecting the data, start finding a PhD guide or anything, you need to align with your dreams first. For that, you need to be prepared as a researcher. Your desire is your heart's inner desire, that which gives you energy to keep going ahead. Which means your dreams and desires should be aligned. And your ambition is your soul. It's in your solar plexus chakra. That's your ambition. It gives you logical mind to think. And that's how you align your dreams, desires and ambition together in one energy. And that will give you the complete creativity plus logical mind. That is essential. Now when you start researching, writing, studying, taking any decision, every day we are taking 60,000 to 70,000 decisions per single day. Do you believe this? We have 60 trillion cells in the body. We have 100 million neurons. Every day they are guiding us. Right? Initially, our brain is designed to take only 20 to 25,000 decisions per day. It is not, that's why we feel fatigued. We feel that we are procrastinating. We want rest, but we are not giving rest because we have a lot of work to do. Creativity, effectivity, efficiency, every day is a must on social media also these days. So, एक डॉक्टर बन के एक अवार्ड लेके नहीं होता, हर महीने कुछ ना कुछ दिखाना पड़ेगा, है ना? पहले के जमाने में एक बेटा डॉक्टर बनता था तो घर के सब लोग क्या बोलते थे, मेरा पोता डॉक्टर है, मेरा भांजा डॉक्टर है, बस वो खुश हो जाते थे. अभी ऐसे कि मैं भी डॉक्टर बनना चाहिए, तू भी डॉक्टर बननी चाहिए, ये भी डॉक्टर बनना चाहिए. एंड अभी का जमाना क्या है? एवरी डे देयर शुड बी सम पोस्ट, सम अचीवमेंट, राइट? बट व्हेन वी आर डूइंग ऑल ऑफ दीज, डू वी रियली नो वेयर डू वी थिंक फ्रॉम, वेयर डू वी टेक दिस डिसीजंस फ्रॉम? अभी डिसीजंस क्यों बढ़ गए इतने? बिकॉज ऑफ मोबाइल. मैं मोबाइल देखूं कि नहीं देखूं, ये सुनूं कि नहीं सुनूं. अभी जो आप सुन रहे हो वो कितना % आपके दिमाग में जा रहा है? बिकॉज यू आर नॉट डायरेक्टली लिसनिंग टू मी. द प्रोसेस एंड द सिस्टम इज, once you listen, you compare it with your initial data. ओ मैंने यहाँ पे योगा किया था, हाँ किसी ने ये बोला था मन का ऐसे, किसी ने ऑकल्ट साइंस के बारे में ऐसे बोला था, मतलब कुछ भी एम ऐसे होता है, अच्छा डिजायर के बारे में तो ये बोला था. सो दैट इज व्हाट इज गोइंग ऑन इन योर प्रोग्रामिंग एट द बैक एंड. वो प्रोसेस तुम करोगे और वो प्रोसेस करके जो एंड प्रोडक्ट आएगा ना, वो तुम्हारा बिलीफ बन जाएगा. फिर आगे जब किसी और को सुनोगे, फिर वापस से रेफरेंस फ्रेम सेट हो गया. So this is how your brain is thinking. And when you are researching, when you are taking any decisions, now you should understand where am I taking these decisions from? Is it from our mind, from our brain, from our heart, from our gut feeling, from our thoughts, beliefs, emotions? Then you will be able to understand कि ये जो यूरेका मोमेंट मुझे आना है रिसर्च के लिए, करियर के लिए, किसी भी चीज के लिए, वो कहां से आएगा, किस जगह से आ रहा है? वी नीड टू ट्रेन आवरसेल्व्स फॉर दैट. एंड IKS गुरुकुल सिस्टम्स वाज ऑल अबाउट दैट. दे वर ट्रेनिंग देम. प्लस पेशेंस इज ऑल्सो रिक्वायर्ड. सो विद दैट सेड, लॉजिक इज इसेंशियल. एज आई टोल्ड, लॉजिक अलोन कैनॉट क्रिएट डिस्कवरी. इट ओनली confirms what is already known. So logic has to come later. Creativity has to come first. Right? Your dreams has to arise first. And IKS knowledge systems and scientific balance is very important. So the researcher is ultimately a living system. And when I say the researcher is a living system, because research is not performed by machines. कितने भी AI tools आने दो, AI को भी हमें वापस से चेक करना पड़ता है, राइट? चैट जीपीटी का प्रॉम्प्ट अगर गलत हो गया तो क्या वो सही आउटपुट देगा तुमको? वो नहीं देगा. So what is important for the researcher? Why? Because emotional state, as I said, emotional state, it affects your focus, patience, perseverance. Now how you can use this? Analyze for yourself. This slide, you can take a screenshot actually and analyze for yourself. Am I good at my emotional state? Every day, what are the story loops that are going on? What are the thoughts that are going on? What is my default mechanism? Right? Energy levels, कैसे है तुम्हारे? Are you energetic at the day, mid, afternoon, night? What are the energy levels? Why are they changing? Are they changing because of place, person, thought? क्या है? Analyze it for yourself. Environment also impacts. What kind of environment you are having at home, at your college? Sustainable science begins with sustainable researchers. So, what is important for EUREKA researchers, I'm just going to walk you through, because EUREKA researchers is already a book, and soon we will launch it and make it available on Kindle at a very nominal price, which can be 9 rupees to 27 rupees. Because my ultimate goal and aim is to create a legacy, make you understand that Glamowell 3 to 30 second tools is possible. Our brains are trained कि I have to do long hours of meditation, long hours of exercise, diet. Or I just need to believe consciously. If I work on my subconscious mind, if I do a belief, if I do visualizations, then everything is going to happen. No, that is only one aspect. Glamowell believes in all the 5 layers of a human functioning system. At all the 5 layers, when I'm talking about this, I'm also telling you that with the mind, with the subconscious mind, emotions, you also need to train your spirit. Pitra dosh hai kya? Nak sarpa dosh hai kya? Kal sarpa hai kya? That is also important. Occult science is also important. We cannot, अगर ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स बहुत ज्यादा है, जियोपैथिक स्ट्रेस है, यू कांट से कि मैं सबकॉन्शियस को बार बार बिलीफ सिस्टम में चेंज करूंगा. सो वी नीड टू एड्रेस ऑल एट इट्स एंटाइटी. दैट इज व्हाट IKS इज ऑल्सो अबाउट. In the whole 360 degrees, where are you working at is important. So EUREKA researchers may, what I've told is emotional architecture is important. Once this emotional architecture happens, it is a survival skill. Something very powerful becomes possible. Now what becomes possible is you go in the flow state. Flow state is where your intellect, mind and subconscious are silenced. Just like animals and birds. Your intuition arises. And you connect not with your intellect but with the higher intelligence. Right? तो फ्लो आता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड अ फ्लो स्टेट, easy state. So flow, concentration and cognitive rhythm, like focus, concentration is just a byproduct. You don't need to work hard. You just need to align and work smart. Now working smart is 20% काम किया, 80% आउटपुट आना चाहिए, है ना, तभी हम इंटेलिजेंट है. अगर हम 80% प्रोडक्टिविटी पे भाग रहे और 20% ही प्रोडक्टिविटी निकाल रहे, देन दैट इज नॉट इंटेलिजेंट सिस्टम. इंटेलिजेंट सिस्टम इज हाउ फास्ट यू ग्रास्प, what are your perspectives, how you prepare yourself, how you adapt to it instantly. I say we don't have time, we need to adapt instantly. Change with the changing times. Modernization mein there is a lot of things which have changed. And the more faster you change yourself, the more faster you align. And when you align, focus, concentration, productivity, everything is a byproduct. You don't need to work on it. We are not human doings. We are human beings. We need to be with ourselves. We need to align with ourselves. And when this happens, remarkable things become possible. I'm taking you towards Eureka moments of your life. It can be in your family, in your career, in your relations, about your own growth and development. Eureka moments can be for anything. So what happens is your intuitive science and Eureka moments arise. But is Eureka moments arising only sufficient? Is that much only sufficient? You get a Eureka moment, you understand, oh, Glamowell, it can be a balance. Oh, 3 to 30 second tools can be possible. But then if I don't align it, so what is important? Collaborative consciousness. So then we need to move. Unlike I have collaborated with MBSI, and very much thanks and gratitude to sir for that. Unlike I have associated with now Krishna University. So collaboration is important. But when collaboration is important, it also brings a responsibility. Again, that responsibility will be easily done if you are aligned. And that is what IKS is also talking about. With collaboration, you need ethics. You need empathy. Right? We need to understand the other person as well. So ethics, empathy and responsibility becomes very much important. So Eureka research gives an entire framework to strengthen your mentorship, improve leadership and research that remains aligned with human values. And that's why I felt very happy when I saw this theme of the conference, which is IKS integration. And then there's a forward-looking question. And the question is the future of a researcher. I hope now all of you know that the future of a researcher is not just IQ, not just lab, not just instruments, not just your guides. That is one very important aspect. But the most important aspect is the researcher himself or herself. We need to build your capacity to be able to hold the Eureka moment also, take it ahead also, and think on it, work on it in a collaborative fashion. And that is what IKS is talking about. And with that said, it briefly aligns with the work that I do. This is Prolux, my company. It's a 10,000 square feet office in Pune, Baner. Came out of just alignment because everything just happened in a flow state. Right? Because when you are aligned, everything, पूरी कायनात तुम्हारी मदद में जुट जाती है. वैसे कायनात जुट गया. I was looking for a 2,000 square feet office. I got a 10,000. Right? It became the world's first Glamowell multi-experience center. I never thought that I'll write a book for MBSI. Yeah, I'm finishing in 2 minutes. I never thought that I'll write a book for MBSI, but I wrote one. And then when I wrote one, I started thinking, oh, how will I take it ahead? Who will buy this book? Then ultimately I aligned with myself and I thought, why have I written it in the first place? I've written because it aligns very much with the work that I do. Right? I'm at various bodies, as you can see, at Korea and all, since last 6 to 7 years. So then this aligns very much with the work that I do. I want to tell people that Glamowell, easy flow, connect is possible. Aligning with oneself is possible. And then I just thought that I'll make it freely available because I had the guidance of Deshmukh sir. And that's how everything is in a flow state, and this is possible for all of you. This is various kinds of works that I do. Since last 2006, I have done a lot of work. And with that said, this scholarly book is dedicated to Microbiological Society of India. And to be officially launched, I would like to close this with a very simple thought. And that thought is creativity is not an optional extra. वी फील दैट ओ बाद में काम कर लेंगे, बुढ़ापे में काम कर लेंगे, टाइम मिलेगा तब कर लेंगे, पहले कॉलेज तो खत्म होने दो, मुझे थोड़ा एंजॉय तो कर लेने दो, है ना. यूजी स्टूडेंट्स, पीजी स्टूडेंट्स, शादी तो कर लेने दो. फिर क्या है, अरे शादी हो गई, अभी लड़कियां हैं तो बच्चे तो कर लेने दो, लड़के तो अरे घर को सेटल तो कर लेने दो, फिर मैं करूंगा खुद पे काम, है ना. फिर बाद में लगेगा अरे थोड़े 1-2-4 मुझे अवार्ड्स तो मिलने दो, कॉन्फ्रेंसेस करने दो, मुझे गाइड बनने दो. हाउ विल यू बी अ गुड गाइड इफ यू आर नॉट वर्कड ऑन योर ओन सेल्फ? क्रिएटिविटी इज नॉट ऑप्शनल, इट इज द फर्स्ट फाउंडेशनल स्टोन एंड इट्स वेरी इजी. हम डरते हैं ना, हमारे पास उतना टाइम नहीं है, हमें 1-1 घंटा योगा करना पड़ेगा, ऐसे नहीं है. विथ सिंपल टूल्स इंक्लूडिंग इट इन योर एवरीडे लाइफ, इट इज ऑल पॉसिबल. एक्सरसाइज करनी है ना, नहाते वक्त 4 स्क्वाट्स कर लो, जो आपकी बर्थ डेट है ना उतने स्क्वाट्स कर लो, खत्म एक्सरसाइज. यू डोंट नीड टू डू मोर. कंसिस्टेंसी इज द की. कंसिस्टेंसी बीट्स इंटेंसिटी, राइट? So, and without it, science cannot progress, and without balance, innovation will not thrive. That's why we need IKS. And when knowledge meet awareness, EUREKA becomes inevitable. And I feel, let's make this EUREKA moments inevitable in all our lives. Do you all want to be inevitable? Okay, so you all want to be inevitable. And because there's a thing that I always see, always I say at Prolux. Prolux is luxury beyond luxury, which is Pro. Pro is wisdom with luxury. That is what we all need to be. And I say aligned in soul, radiant in energy, unstoppable in success. So I want all of you to stand. Please, all of you stand. With full energy, zeal, let's align ourselves. And say with me, I want all of you to do a quick jump there itself. Let's bring in energy here. Let's feel the energy in the hall. Just take a quick jump. Jump 1, 2, 3. Aligned in energy. Say. Aligned in energy. Are you aligned? Aligned in energy. Radiant in success. Unstoppable in soul. Do you all want to be unstoppable? I want to be unstoppable. Unstoppable in success. You can mix and match these words. This is the key mantra every night, every morning, anytime. Make this your default mode. And this shall help you not only succeed, but thrive in today's modernization. With that said, thank you so much.
Sincere thanks to Dr. The session is open for question.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions.
The session is open for questions.
I request all the students please maintain the decorum. The session is now open for questions. Are there any questions from audience?
I think if the audience is not asking, how many of you are now ready to work on yourself? Let me just see. How many of you? Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. This makes my work, and so since so many years I am working on this just because my soul is aligned to this purpose. Thank you so much. Please start working on yourself. Consistency beats intensity. Build very small, build one step at a time. अगर आपको किसी चीज का डर है ना कि मुझे फिजिकल एक्सरसाइज का डर है, start with 1 squat during your bath and increase, because bath na it gives you warmness in the muscles. Build it 1 every week or 1 every month. That is sufficient. अगर आपको emotions का trouble है, start expressing to one of your friends. Just expressing to one of your friends or expressing it to trees. अगर mental health का problem लग रहा है, start journaling. 1 line, anytime 1 line. Spiritual का problem है, start doing prayers. राइट, स्टार्ट डूइंग प्रेयर्स. और अगर एस्ट्रल लेयर में प्रॉब्लम लग रहा है कि कोई मेरे पीछे है, कुछ ऐसे हो रहा है, वो हो रहा है, स्टार्ट विजिटिंग एनी टेम्पल दैट यू अलाइन विद, नॉट बिकॉज समबडी टोल्ड यू. एंड थिंक इन टर्म्स ऑफ वाइब्रेशन एंड फ्रीक्वेंसी. डोंट थिंक इन टर्म्स ऑफ माइथोलॉजी. वर्क ऑन ऑल द 5 layers and all your Panchamahabhutas will automatically align. Start working on your breath. Start working on your food. That is all the 5 Panchamahabhutas: air, water, fire, space. So everything will align automatically. You don't need to do more. You just need to believe in it and create that energies. The way we believed, आप सब लोग उठ के खड़े हो गए, आप सब लोगों ने बोला मेरे साथ. That is believing. That will give you results. पुराने जमाने में सिर्फ डॉक्टर पे फेथ होता था तो ऑपरेशन सक्सेसफुल हो जाता था. Believe in yourself that you are capable of achieving unstoppable energy, unstoppable success, radiant in your souls. Believe in your own self and you will get the result. But if you don't believe, your vessel is still not ready. If you visualize कि मुझे चाहिए 10 करोड़ और आप बिलीव नहीं कर रहे तो नहीं मिलेगा आपको. Check it, correct it. Check it, correct it. That is how simple you can work on yourself. And one single work at a time. एक गोल 3 महीने के लिए लीजिए, then move to another layer. That's how easy it is. But you have to start somewhere. You have to be consistent somewhere. And don't blame yourself if you are not consistent. Start again. Okay, thank you.
Sincere thanks to Dr. Prachiti Punde. I request Dr. Jaising Patil, HOD Microbiology Department, Yashwantrao Chavan College, Karad, to kindly felicitate the speaker.